Blowing the Bloody Doors Off and Other Lessons in Life, and it is really good. It's an autobiography of Michael Caine, the famous Hollywood actor, but in it he gives you all kinds of great lessons on acting and how to be a professional actor and how to handle fame and all those kind of things. He's written another book called Acting in Film from way back when, and it has a lot of similar advice. This one's more of a guidebook for actors. This is more of an autobiography. If you are interested in getting either one of these books for yourself, I have links down below. Now, there's a lot of great advice in that book, but I wanted to talk a little bit about how to be a professional actor in a film set and some of the tips that Michael Caine gives in his book. The first piece of advice is to always be prepared as much as you possibly can. Have your lines learned inside and out. On set, you want to know your lines, and when you're not on set and you're waiting, you want to be practicing your lines and going over your character and figuring out the nuances and all that. The more you can get your lines down so that you can go forward and backward in your sleep, somebody can pick a line from the middle of the script and you'll know what the next line is. That's the state you want to be, and that's what preparedness is. This also applies to stage work. When you're working on stage, you want to make sure that you come in with your lines learned as much as possible for every single rehearsal, for the scenes that you're rehearsing. And even if you're not off book and you need to carry your script, if you're running a scene over and over, start to put that script down, right? Once you start to familiarize yourself with it, hold it, but don't look at it. And then if you can do that, put it down and have somebody be on book for you. And the sooner you can get that script out of your hand, the better you're going to feel, the more you can then start doing the real work of acting. And then while you're on set, be prepared to give it your all every single time, even when you're rehearsing, because people are watching you. They're trying to set up lights and determine sound levels and all that stuff. So the more you can give a solid, big performance every single time, the better off you're going to be. And when you start with a reading or learning music and stuff, make sure that you're doing it full out as much as possible, because you want to give everybody a sense of the direction you want to go so the director can make adjustments and the other cast can know what you're going to do. And for music rehearsals, you want to sing out so the music director can tell whether you're making mistakes or not. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to stumble over a line or forget something, because that's how it is. Now, another piece of advice Caine gives is to not expect praise or accolades from the director. Sometimes it can be really hard when you don't get any kind of feedback from a director. This is particularly the case on stage productions, but on film productions, the director is much more focused on a lot of different things. Your performance is just one of those things. They may be looking at the lighting, they may be thinking about how this will edit with another piece of footage, they may be thinking about different angles they gotta collect, they might be looking at macro expressions in your face, they may be looking at the background, the composition. There's a lot of things on their mind. So if they forget to praise you here and there after each shot, don't take it as a negative. So the best way to look at it is, if you haven't been given a change or a direction from the director and they're not giving you any praise, assume that you are doing a good job. If they're not getting the performance they need from you, they will let you know. Your expectation as an actor is to hold up your end of the arrangement, the acting. And you also have to be flexible enough to adjust to any changes the director gives you. That can be a costume change, or a location change, or a line change, or cutting something, or trying it a different way. Your job is to be flexible enough to make those changes. But even if you're holding up your end of the arrangement and you're being flexible, still don't expect praise or accolades. When you're on a film set, always know about the roles that everybody has. No, not just the actor roles, but know what the crew roles are. Know what every role is, what it's called, and what it does. And then make sure you try to learn everybody's name. The more you introduce yourself to the different various crew members and whatnot, the more you're going to be connected and the better time you're going to have on that film set. Treat every single person on set as the expert in their position that they are. Nobody is above or below anybody else, and everybody has an important role to play. And in that sense, you want to make sure that you don't have an ego about yourself, because it's very easy for an actor to get an ego when you are driven to set, when you're called Mr. This and Mrs. That, and you're called the talent, and you get your own trailer, and people are putting makeup on you and fitting you in costumes, and the cameras are all angled at you, and you're in the center of the screen. It's easy to think that you are the center of attention, but you are just one cog in the wheel. You are not the center of attention. Those costume designers are trying to fit their costumes. The makeup people trying to make the makeup look good. That's what they're concentrating on. The sound person is making you sound good. The lighting person is doing their job of lighting the set. The set designer is decorating the set. The director is focused on 100 different things, and you're just one of those elements. And if you treat people like they're less than, you will not be treated well yourself. And also don't expect praise from them. Everybody's doing their job, so the more you can praise people for the professionalism and the expertise that they bring to the set, the more you're likely to get feedback as well. And then finally, another big message that Michael Caine gives in his book is about comparisons. You should never compare yourself to another actor, both in how you do your technique and or how your career is going, because envy is not a useful component here. People's acting careers are always going to be different from each other. No two are the same, so it's useless to compare yourself to somebody else. You'll have your successes, they'll have theirs. And as far as technique and what gets you there, let the other actor do what they need to do to get prepared, and you do what you need to do to get prepared. Stop comparing yourself to other actors. And this goes down to when you're on set. If you're not getting something from another actor, you have to act like you are getting something from them. Because sometimes in a film set, you're going to be looking at another actor who's not giving you anything off camera, or you might be talking to a crew member reading your lines, or you might be reading your lines to nobody. So you have to be able to drum up the energy that you need to deliver your performance. And if you're on set with another actor and they're still not giving you what you need, that's the director's job to get them up to that speed or to get you down to their level. But your job is to listen and react to that other actor and do your best to garner the energy that you need to react to them. You always have to follow the cardinal rule of acting, and that is never to give another actor notes. Don't direct them, don't tell them where they need to go or how they can say their line, or give them suggestions on what they might do or how to help you out or anything like that. That is a no-no. As always, I want to thank my Patreon sponsors. They're listed here. If you want to be a Patreon sponsor of this channel, go to patreon.com/augmentedactor. And I haven't even finished this book yet. I'm almost done. But there are so many more valuable pieces of advice in this book. He talks about how to handle fame, how to handle paparazzi, what life is like and what you can do if you have a series of flops. He talks about learning something new from every single project that he works on and having those rewards from those projects come about many years later. So it's definitely a good book, lots of good advice for actors. Hope you take a look at it sometime, and I will talk to you again next time.